a beautiful day. I don't know why the sun is deciding to hide right now. It was out 2 minutes ago, but hide behind a cloud. What's up, everyone? We got another one here in the Day in the Life series, and this time I'm on my 9-week medicine rotation, currently on my 3rd week of my emergency department rotation. It's my last week, so thought I'd bring you guys along and show you a bit about the medicine side of things and how things are a bit different on this side. Oh, there's the sun I was talking about. So it's currently 8:45. This is definitely one of my later starts compared to the other videos you'll see, and in my rotations in general. The emergency department doesn't really get busy until the afternoon, so we don't really have a set time when to come in. They said come in ideally before 10, and I try to come in around 9:15ish. So 8:45 right now. I'm gonna review my notes. I have a presentation to make later on today, which I'll talk to you guys about later. So I'm gonna do that and then head into the ED at 9:15 and take things from there. I will say before I start that the way the emergency department is laid out, all the patient beds are kind of facing each other, and there's not really a good way for me to film the main area of the emergency department, and I don't wanna make any patients uncomfortable. So I'm not really gonna be filming inside of that area. I'll try and talk to you guys outside of it. Just wanna respect patients, but I'll try and film some empty rooms when I can and hopefully show you guys around and hopefully show you guys the recess room or the resuscitation area. This is where the most critically ill or injured patients come to the emergency department. You often see this room in TV shows, movies, etc. So you're probably pretty familiar with it. It has the necessary staff and equipment to deal with life-threatening illnesses and injuries. So hopefully be able to show you guys that. So I'm gonna head over there now, getting a bit of sun right now. Will be the only sun I get today, so kind of enjoying it, but it's time to head to the hospital. Honestly, it's so nice that Ireland is pretty mild this time of year. I could literally walk out of my house with no jacket on and be fine. Although I'm not really walking outside today, I'm just going right in the hospital, but still, thought I'd point that out there. Alright, so I'm in my tutorial room now. I never realized, I don't think I've shown you guys it, so do that now. It's kind of just where everyone from my school hangs out and studies if we need to, and we kind of store our stuff here during the day. Honestly, report back here when we have little breaks and stuff. But anyways, had a good morning. Was just taking bloods from patients, and that's just to check for various markers. I think I've mentioned that in my GP video as well. Inserting something called a cannula. This is just to give medications and fluids to the patient. And most of my morning involved, talking to patients like I always do, taking histories, doing various examinations. Had some interesting patients today. I think I'll talk more about the patients with you guys later. Right now I'm heading to a lunch, free lunch, which is always good. On Thursdays and Fridays we have free lunches here, so very nice. But there's also some teaching going on at the lunch, so I'll fill you guys in about what I learned during that teaching session. But for now, off to lunch. All right, so just on lunch break now. The weather has completely changed from this morning. It's currently raining and cloudy and kind of cold. Luckily, I had a sweater in my lockers. But anyways, I had another free lunch today. It was one of those teachings where they give us a free lunch at the same time. The lecture is on diabetic drugs, so definitely learned a lot in that lecture. I decided to go for a walk after lunch just to clear my head and get a bit of exercise, and it's coming down pretty hard right now. I'll show you guys. Literally stereotypical or classic Ireland weather. It's nice at one point and then just starts getting cold and rainy and cloudy. So that's that. In terms of patients this morning, I had an elderly patient with recurrent nosebleeds, an elderly patient with some back pain, and I also had a patient with likely cellulitis on a background history of lymphedema. So very interesting morning. I'm gonna do the rest of this talk inside because it's coming down pretty hard right now and rain's getting to me, so catch up with you guys inside. I have a bedside teaching at 1:45. I think I mentioned to you guys before what that means, but that's basically just when we go talk to a patient with one of our tutors, take a full history, do an examination, and then she gives us feedback after, present the history, etc. So we're gonna do that now at 1:45, and then afterwards I'm gonna present a case to my tutor from one of the patients I had this week in the emergency department. This was a patient with Cauda-Equina syndrome, so I'll put up a little blurb about that right here, just if you guys want to know a bit more about the condition. Been a really good day so far. Getting a lot of good one-on-one time with one of the consultants here, which is one of the head doctors. So learning lots today, seeing a lot of good patients, and yeah, really enjoying myself. Honestly loving the ED. I think it's a really good experience, and like I said, I'm loving the variety of patients here in ED. The fact that like something's different literally every single time, and that's something that's really appealing about this specialty to me. So this is just the rapid assessment treatment area, and since I'm working with one of the consultants here, we're seeing a lot of patients in this room. I just have a bit of free time right now, so I'm reading up on a few things. So today I learned I use the ultrasound machine a little better than I knew before, and we check for a couple of things, something called an abdominal aortic aneurysm, and also measuring the size of the bladder and how much urine is in the bladder after someone urinates. So something called post-void residual volume. So yeah, it's cool to kind of learn the technique and actually do it on some patients today. So here we have all our stuff for taking bloods and cannulas. And on the right, we have the ophthalmoscope, that's for looking into the eyes. And on the left, we have the oroscope for looking into the ears. This is an ECG machine, so it gives us an electrical tracing of the heart. That was good. Had a really good patient in there just now. He ran into a gate, so we had pretty black and swollen eye, and we're just gonna do a CT scan of the face to check if there's any fractures. So I'm just grabbing a bit of water now. Gonna head back to the ED and finish there for the night. So touch base with you guys soon. It's 5 right now, so still got a bit of time to go. It's been a long day for sure, but like I said, I'm normally in the ED later than I normally would be on another rotation in another department. So a bit of a later day, but a later start as well. So I realized I didn't tell you guys what rotations I'll be on next in medicine when I finish up emergency medicine, but next week for 3 weeks, I'll be on geriatrics, and 3 weeks after that, I'll be on cardiology, and then that's the end of the year. Honestly flew by, but it's really nice to be able to be exposed to the different specialties and, you know, keep an open mind. So really excited for next week to start geriatrics. Woo! Ended up being a little more than a couple hours, but that's all right. It's dark now. Pretty eventful day, and definitely the latest I think I've stayed as a student, 7 p.m. Haven't got to do any overnight shifts or anything like that yet, but pretty exhausted. So I just had a patient who cut open his thumb with a wood saw knife. I don't really know my knives well, but it was one that he was using to cut wood, and there was a pretty superficial laceration, but deep enough that it would hurt a lot, obviously. Thankfully, it wasn't going all the way to the tendon, and he had full range of motion in his thumb and no reduced sensation or anything like that. So it's a matter of stitching up the laceration, and yeah, he's gonna be fine, and those stitches will come out in 1 week's time. I had an 89-year-old woman who unfortunately may have some sort of cancer. She's very jaundiced, so typically when the biliary system in the body is obstructed in some sort of way, you can kind of get yellowing of the skin, jaundice, and also of the sclera of the eyes as well. So you kind of see your eyeballs be yellow as well. But we think given her age and some of the symptoms she had, that might be cancerous, fortunately. So we're just waiting on a CT scan for her to, you know, check out the various organs and see if there's any abnormal masses or anything like that. All right, guys, back home now. My phone died in the middle of me taking my last video, so thought I'd regroup and start over here. But just wanted to talk about one patient. Unfortunately, you see these things happen in the emergency department. I had a patient come in and she unfortunately overdosed on a medication called sertraline. It's an SSRI medication used for the treatment of depression. She took 12 tablets when she was only supposed to be taking 1 a day, and she wasn't exactly happy with, you know, how her life is going right now. And just a reminder to everyone that if you are running into some roadblocks in life or some things that maybe aren't going your way or whatever it is, there's always a better option. And I encourage people to reach out and talk to people who will listen. And I think that's the other thing too. You need people in your life who are going to listen to you. And I think that's really important as well. So even if you're not someone who is going through a tough time, it's important to listen to those who are. So that's all I want to say about that patient. Really unfortunate situation. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap up this video now. Hope you guys enjoyed. I think of emergency medicine way higher than when I came into my rotation, and it's definitely something I could see myself going into. I like the variety of cases that come in each day. Everything's a different case. So many different systems involved, so many different examinations involved, and there's something very appealing to that. That's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Smash that thumbs up button like I always tell you guys to do. Subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.